This isn't a superhero saving New York. This is Peter Parker throwing punches until his hands shatter against a solid green titan, blood dripping from torn gloves. No quips, no jokes, just raw, uncapped physical force unleashed on the one target strong enough to absorb his grief. Because in Peter Parker, Spider-Man issue 14, Marvel completely flipped the dynamic. Spider-Man isn't fighting to protect the city, he's crashing out. And the Hulk isn't trying to smash, he's trying to hold himself back against a deeply broken man. To understand why Spider-Man snapped, you have to look at the headlines blowing through the cold, rain-slicked streets of Manhattan. Supermodel feared dead. Mary Jane Watson was burned in a fiery plane crash over the ocean. At least, that's what the news reports say. But Peter Parker's mind completely rejects the truth. It refuses to accept a world without Mary Jane. It turns the suffocating grief into a burning, uncontrollable rage, and it desperately needs an outlet. Enter the Incredible Hulk. The Jade Giant leaps from the night sky, slamming onto a Manhattan rooftop with seismic force. Concrete erupts, steel twists beneath his massive bare feet. Bruce Banner came to the concrete jungle to hide from the world that constantly hunts him, but he isn't getting any peace today. The Hulk roars out into the dark night. Why won't puny Bugman leave Hulk alone? Why won't anyone leave Hulk alone? Just weeks prior, the Hulk had been involved in a military incident that crashed an aircraft. In Spider-Man's grief-stricken mind, 2 + 2 = 4, and the Hulk was the easiest monster to blame for Mary Jane's missing plane. Logic no longer exists for Peter. Only pain. Spider-Man drops down from above, landing directly on the Hulk's massive back. Driven by pure delusion and agony, Peter accuses him. Could it be because you caused the deaths of 100 innocent people who did nothing more than fly an airplane which got in your way? You did it once before, maybe you did it again. Spider-Man slams the Hulk directly into a brick wall with every ounce of his strength. The Hulk roars back, trying to defend himself. What Bugman talking about? Hulk not do anything to any airplanes. It's clear that Spider-Man doesn't care about facts. He doesn't care that Nick Fury himself cleared the Hulk of all charges. He just needs someone to blame. Peter claps both of his hands directly over the Hulk's ears. The giant staggers, roaring in pure agony as his world spins completely out of control. Bugman hurt Hulk. The giant screams, swinging his arms around violently in the dark. Peter takes full advantage, landing a brutal barrage of full power hits all over the Hulk. Spider-Man is fast, precise, and completely relentless. The Hulk takes the heavy hits, shouting out in confusion, "Why won't you leave Hulk alone? Hulk came here to get away from people who chase Hulk." Suddenly, the Hulk's massive green hand cuts through the air like a wall of solid iron, clamping tightly around Spider-Man's chest. The grip instantly crushes the breath out of Peter's lungs, cracking his ribs under the immense pressure. The Hulk slams Spider-Man high into a brick wall, pinning him off the ground, roaring, "Bugman strong, but Hulk stronger. Go away, Bugman, or Hulk will squash you." Peter breaks free by shooting 2 streams of thick, pressurized webbing directly into the Hulk's eyes, blinding him instantly. The Hulk tears frantically at his face, swinging wildly into the dark. What Bugman do to Hulk's eyes? Sticky stuff hurts Hulk's face. The Hulk manages to catch Spider-Man with a devastating backhand. The impact hits Peter like a freight train, sending him flying across the skyline until he violently crashes into the heavy steel train tracks below. Peter lies in the rubble, bloody, breathless, and broken. He thinks to himself, "Now all I've got to do is rack these spider brains and formulate some sort of strategy. Can't just go toe-to-toe with the Hulk, but I'm not going to let him get away either. He's a killer." He pushes himself up, and his eyes lock onto a discarded newspaper blowing in the wind. The bold black ink stares back at him. Supermodel feared dead. The world stops. The physical pain in his chest completely disappears, replaced by a cold, hollow void. No. It can't be true, Peter whispers to himself under his mask. She'll be back. I know it. All I've got to do is beat the Hulk, get back to my life, and wait. Nearby, the Hulk tears the dried webbing from his face. eyes glowing with green fury. He turns toward the broken spider on the tracks. Hulk smashed Bugman. Spider-Man doesn't run. He doesn't even dodge. He stands up and charges straight back at the giant. The two titans collide, and the sheer force of their impact literally buckles the thick steel train rails beneath their feet. Peter is now at the absolute peak of his rage. He grabs a massive piece of twisted steel track, swinging it with full force over the Hulk's head. "You have any idea how tired I get of hearing it?" Peter screams. "Of living day in and day out never knowing if Venom, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, or the Sinister Six are trying to get even with me by striking out at someone close to me? Someone I loved? No more. I am not going to let it happen anymore. Not Venom, or Doc Ock, or Galactus himself are going to hurt anyone I love." He completely stops pulling his punches. He unloads the full, terrifying physical strength of Spider-Man, driving punch after punch straight into the Hulk's face. "My wife is not dead!" Peter screams through his torn mask, his voice breaking. "I am going to get her back. I don't care where I have to go or who I have to beat. I am going to find my wife." And then, complete silence. Spider-Man drops his hands. His suit is completely shredded. His gloves are torn away. His knuckles are split wide open, skin peeled back, dripping dark red blood onto the cold concrete. He gave everything he had, the absolute maximum, deadly strength of Spider-Man. And the Hulk just stands there. Unmoved. Unbroken. Spider-Man collapses to his knees, staring up at the giant, completely defenseless. The Hulk looks down at the bleeding, broken man before him. The burning rage in the Hulk's eyes slowly fades into something horrifyingly human, pure empathy. The Hulk speaks softly, "Bugman's wife dead. Hulk's wife dead too. Hulk sorry." The words hit Peter harder than any punch from the Hulk ever could. The Hulk wasn't the monster today, Spider-Man was. Before the realization can fully sink in, a sharp piercing screech vibrates down the metal lines. A passenger train is barreling down toward them at full speed, heading straight for the buckled steel rails destroyed by their violent fight. No time to bleed. No time to grieve. Peter throws himself onto the damaged rail, desperately trying to bend the steel back into alignment with his bare, bleeding hands. "Can't let anyone else die because of me. Too weak, never get it done in time." Suddenly, two massive green hands reach past him. With effortless force, the Hulk grabs the warped iron tracks, bending them straight back into place just as the train roars past, carrying hundreds of unsuspecting passengers safely into the station. Spider-Man looks up to thank him, but the Hulk is already gone, vanished into the shadows of Manhattan. Peter is left completely alone on the tracks, surrounded by blood, steel, and the quiet realization that some battles can never be won with strength. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Marvel's darkest moments, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and tell me in the comments which comic storyline we should cover next.